My video assistant.
Yeah, standing on a stool.
Hey friends, you're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry, and over my right shoulder is Irene. She's standing on a ladder to make sure that this camera over my right shoulder gets the picture. Well, there have been a lot of questions about how you hook up batteries and what makes batteries work and a lot of things like that. So, pretty much everybody should be familiar with an ordinary AA battery. These happen to be Energizer batteries. It happens to be what we have on hand because we buy them in large quantities. This time it happens to be Energizer. Next time it could be a different brand. It's whatever happens to be conveniently available on sale when we go to a big box store. So, if you've ever used a piece of consumer electronics equipment, you'll remember putting in batteries into the equipment, and they go in like that. Or they may go like that. Well, the whole point here is you're connecting the positive of one battery to the negative of the other. Now I've put together two sets of 4 batteries here. These are actually individual cells. What we're going to do is we're going to use 4 of these batteries. Each of the batteries is 1.5 volts. That's going to give us 6 volts coming out of the 2 ends. Now in your typical piece of consumer electronics, they're connected together in this fashion. Well, most of the time now it's only 2 cells because of the electronics that are in the consumer piece of equipment doesn't require a lot of voltage to operate. But sometimes you have batteries that are connected negative to negative and positive to positive. Well, why would you do that? Well, let's look at this particular setup that I've laid out here on the table. I have 2 strings that are connected in series. Both put out 6 volts. Now, how do I connect them so that I have more energy able to come out of the batteries? That is more amperage. It's pretty simple. I connect one end here to the negatives, the other end to the positives. And now what I have is I still have 6 volts here, but instead of 6 volts at the amperage that's available from one of these strings of batteries, I have double the amount of amperage. So it's really simple. Series connections of batteries adds the voltages of the individual batteries or individual cells together. Parallel connection, like I'm showing here, adds the amperage. So, if you remember in yesterday's show, Irene talked about 2 buckets. We have one bucket here of a specific amount of current capacity, another bucket with the same amount of current capacity. When we parallel them together, we get double the current capacity. It's pretty simple. Now, these batteries are really different than the lithium batteries that we'll be building here. The cells that I'm using are a lithium iron phosphate. Those cells put out 3.2 volts for what's called a nominal voltage. That is about 3.2 volts. It may be a little bit higher, might be a little lower, but it's about 3.2 volts. That means when I put 4 of those together in series, just like I'm showing here, I get 12.8 volts. Well, that's convenient because a lead acid battery like in your car is a 12.8 volt battery. That's great because that means I'll be able to use these lithium iron phosphate cells to create a 12.8 volt battery that substitutes equally well for a lead acid battery. And that's great. Now, what's the difference between these cells here, these batteries, and the battery that I'm about to build? Well, these cells use an alkali material to create the primary energy storage between the positive electrode and the negative electrode. These batteries in general are not able to be recharged. You can recharge these a little bit, sometimes. It takes a little special technique. There used to be chargers sold to do this. I haven't seen anyone like that in years, many years. Thank you, my handy stage assistant.
That's right.
This is a lithium iron phosphate battery. It's a lot safer than the typical lithium ion battery. Well, the reason for that is other lithium batteries, many of them use cobalt in the chemistry. This uses phosphorus in the chemistry. This battery is very difficult to catch fire. If you use a lithium cobalt battery, it can go through what's called thermal runaway. How can you cause thermal runaway? It's easy. You short it. So you make a direct connection between the positive and minus pieces of a single cell or a battery so that all of the current's trying to flow through a wire all at one time. That can cause the battery to go into thermal runaway. It's not good, it's not pretty, it's not safe, and if you're doing it inside, you could set your building on fire, you could poison yourself. There's all manner of problems that you can have. It's one of the reasons why when some of the electric cars catch fire, the fire departments have specific procedures they follow in order to avoid poisoning their personnel. Well, that's enough about batteries today, I think. You know what? Irene usually gets to be the one showing you how we pot things up. I'm going to get a chance to do it a little bit myself. Now I have a pot of our typical potting soil that we use. And I have some...
I assume you didn't steal the seed starting soil.
No. No, I didn't steal the seed starting soil because what I really wanted was potting soil. In any case, I have some basil for those of you in the UK, that I put into this glass jar in water about 2 weeks ago, right after it was brought in from outside. We were going to have a freeze, and I was going to make a caprese salad for dinner, and I needed some basil. So Irene brought some in, and I used it, and I had a little bit left over. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 3 of these in this pot. I'm just using a pen to make 3 holes. And then I'm going to pick the 3 best looking basil starts and put them in the pot. Ooh. This one looks great. It has a nice set of roots on the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and put that in for sure. And I'll make it a little bit bigger and just push the soil in gently. When I'm all done with this, one of us will go water it because we don't want it to die. Now, this much larger piece of basil has grown an interesting root going out the side, so I also want to plant this one. There you go. And I have one more left. Let's see if I have any roots starting. It doesn't look like I have any roots starting, so
I'd throw it back in the water.
I'm going to put this back into the water. Usually we grow basil outside in our tomato bed, in the greenhouse, in separate pots. But I think, where did I put it? I know I have one. Ah, there it is. I have a nice looking pot. Irene got this out of the studio where she stores a lot of this kind of gardening things. So what we'll be able to do is put this pot with the basil in it here in this nice looking pot so we can have it in the house. Well, thanks very much for watching. I hope you had a great day. Have a fantastic weekend. We'll talk with you later. Bye. Keep brainstorming. Irene does.